Yes, thank you. It is the responsibility of civilised and developed countries to give humanitarian aid and also to have a quick response to crises. The number of international crises is at an all-time high, and as always, funds are low. It's our responsibility to ensure, though, that taxpayers' money is not abused or misused. In 2005, OLAF, the EU's anti-fraud office, investigated aid to Palestine and stated that there are consistent indications to support the hypothesis that some of the assets of the Palestinian authorities may have been used by some individuals for other than the intended purposes. In Britain, the Taxpayers Alliance, they investigated EU-funded Palestinian Authority and discovered that textbooks were promoting anti-Semitism, glorifying suicide bombing, and calling for the execution of Muslims who changed their religion. £47.5 million of this EU funding came from the UK taxpayer. What will you do to ensure that EU aid is not misused and that people in need actually receive the funding that they need?
EU aid, textbooks being misused, I think it's very interesting. I mean, the Olaf, I don't know in detail the Olaf, and I'll leave it maybe to colleagues from the EU to comment on that because it was on PA aid, but at least on the textbooks, allow me one comment. It is these textbooks, which are Palestinian Authority textbooks, again, have been investigated left, right, and center. I don't think any textbook in the world has been read so much like the Palestinian textbooks by various scholars. And there has been, not long ago, I think it was last year actually, an investigation that was paid by the US State Department and that was done by a committee of various scholars to look at Palestinian textbooks. And they came out, I don't have the exact wording, but more or less the finding was these books are maybe not perfect. Yes, they have a little bit of stereotypes, but they're not anti-Semitic. That was, at least for the State Department, a key thing. They were not anti-Semitic, and they do not. And they also looked at the Israeli textbooks, and they also said the Israeli textbooks are not perfect, and there's also some bias, but it's not anti-Arab, okay? So, long story short, it's the same textbook that Israel is also printing and using in those areas for which it does still have full responsibility. These are the schools in East Jerusalem and Area C, and just puts on top of it the Israeli Ministry of Education page, but it's the same textbooks. So if Israel is so worried about the textbooks, why is it using it? And it used it before, mind you, these textbooks when various generations, when it was still full in charge of the educational system until 1995. Yes.